Hi, I'm Mark, and in my videos I talk about UK politics and Brexit from an outside view. Although I do know the UK from the inside as well, so don't worry about that part. But as you know, Keir Starmer replaced Rishi Sunak. But where does he stand politically? How has his background influenced him? And what is his favorite football club? Well, I have the most important facts about the Labour politician in this video today. Great Britain has indeed a new Prime Minister once again. Keir Starmer is now officially head of government. That's the fifth since 2019. And unlike his six predecessors in office, Starmer belongs to the Labour Party and not the Conservatives. But who is the man who now leads the British government? And that's why I have those 10 facts about Keir Starmer. First of all, it's pronounced Keir, because Starmer's first name is pronounced like this, because it's not certain whether his parents, themselves staunch supporters of the Labour Party, deliberately named him after its founder Keir Hardie. Starmer only became familiar with his first name as an adult. It is one of those names that you hate as a child but later appreciate, he once said. And secondly, Starmer is a working class child. Starmer is one of 4 children and the first university graduate in his family. Starmer has repeatedly emphasized his origins from a working class household with little money, and he did that during the election campaign. He was an excellent student, played the flute and football, and was called Superboy by his siblings because he always wanted to be the best. And at 16 he joined the Labour Party youth organization. His parents, a toolmaker and a nurse, spent their time rescuing donkeys after the children grew up. Every time one of us left the house, they replaced us with a donkey, is what Starmer told The Guardian in 2008 about his siblings. And 3, he's a late starter in politics. Starmer did not begin his political career until he was in his 50s. Before that, he worked as a lawyer and showed himself to be unideological. Sometimes he represented peace and environmental activists, sometimes soldiers, sometimes terror suspects. At the beginning of the 1990s, when Northern Ireland was still engulfed in violence, he denounced the inhumane treatment of Irish Republican prisoners. At the end of the same decade, he became human rights advisor to the controversial Northern Irish police. And 4th, Arsenal is his club. Starmer is a football fanatic. According to his own statements, he started playing football at the age of 10. He also appeared on the pitch again and again during the election campaign. His favorite club is Arsenal FC. The London club narrowly missed out on the championship last season. And 5th, he is a Blair admirer. Ex-Labour leader Tony Blair is controversial within his own party. The party's left in particular has not forgiven him for Britain's involvement in the Iraq war. Starmer is the first Labour leader since then who has not clearly distanced himself from Blair. On Blair's 70th birthday, he gave a speech to a small group about him and also sought even advice from former confidants of Blair during the election campaign. And Starmer admires Blair for his decisive action in the party in the 1990s. At that time, Blair formed the left-wing Labour Party into New Labour, which he led to election victory with a more market-friendly approach, and became Prime Minister. And 6th is that he's an illegal ice cream seller. During his time at university, Starmer came into conflict with the law, albeit only briefly. This was revealed in a conversation by his college friend John Murray about Starmer, who is known for his adherence to the rules. As students, the two went to the French Riviera after reading an advert saying that you could earn hundreds of pounds there by selling ice cream. It turned out to be false, and the venture was illegal. While he was arrested, Starmer got off lightly, Murray said. Only Starmer's ice cream was confiscated. And 7, he's not a party leftist. You voted, now it's time for us to deliver, said Starmer on election night. What he means by that is not entirely clear. Starmer, as leader, said he brought Labour into line and removed left-wingers from the centre of power. But he made so many political U-turns along the way that he was nicknamed Sir U-Turn. His election manifesto was particularly notable for offering as little scope for attack as possible. Starmer led Labour from the left to the centre with moderate policies that were not intended to scare away Conservative voters. He announced that he would reduce immigration numbers as Prime Minister, and Starmer has shown one thing above all during his professional and political career: he acts in the interests of the powerful and the British state, writes the New York Times. And 8, there's a Swiftie in Downing Street. Starmer is a Swiftie, at least he used Taylor Swift for the election campaign. He attended an Eras Tour concert at London's Wembley Stadium with his wife and children and titled his Instagram post, "Swift Campaign Stop." His followers didn't need to be asked twice and had the right puns ready for that. They commented, "Change," which is Keir's version, "I can fix the country," "No really I can," or joked that Rishi Sunak was in for a cruel summer. And Starmer described the concert as absolutely brilliant. And his favorite song for the occasion, "Change," of course. Change was a central theme of the current Labour campaign. And Starmer's current musical favorite, however, is rapper Stormzy. 9. Fridays are Sabbath meals for the Starmers. The office of Prime Minister is challenging and often comes at the expense of the family. Starmer is married and has 2 children, whom he keeps out of the public eye as much as possible. His wife Victoria works in the British Health Service, the National Health Service, the NHS. She is Jewish, which is why Starmer hopes that he will be able to spend Friday evenings with her in the future, as the Sabbath meals together are a family tradition. Conservatives wanted to use this against Starmer by accusing him of wanting to be a part-time prime minister. And 10, he's not afraid of makeup. Starmer's sister Katie said that her brother had to grow up early, but he was also a romantic. He loved Mozart, Northern Soul, and as a young man, eyeliner. Starmer has since put the eyeliner aside, however, as we can see. But growth, stability, and more protection for employees, that is not number 11, that's what he wants most. And these are the most important promises that the new British Prime Minister Keir Starmer made in his first government statement that he gave. And in total, the government programme, which was read out by King Charles III in a traditional ceremony with much pomp in the Palace of Westminster, contains 40 legislative proposals. Now is the time to release the brakes in Britain, said Starmer. And at the same time, the Prime Minister warned his fellow countrymen not to fall for the snake oil of populism. The Labour leader opposed policies that only had their own interests in mind and promises to regain the voters' better trust. It was important to initiate a decade of national renewal, as he put it. The Labour Party won the parliamentary elections on July 4th with an absolute majority of 180 seats and replaced the Tories after 14 years of Conservative rule. Starmer is only the 4th Labour Prime Minister in Britain since the end of the Second World War. Stability will be the cornerstone of my government's economic policy, as the King read out the speech formulated by Starmer. Every decision would be in line with the fiscal policy rules. Starmer was referring in particular to the chaotic days of former Conservative Prime Minister Liz Truss, who brought the kingdom to the brink of a financial crisis during her short term in office in autumn 22. All tax and spending plans are to be reviewed by the Non-Partisan Office for Budget Responsibility, the OBR, in the future. And if you want to know more, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.